Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's your girl Muyanke Sarah, and if you're seeing my face for the very first time, thank you so much for clicking on this video and welcome to the family. So, our topic of interest today is building a relationship with God after you've experienced a lot of pain. After giving your life to Christ, the most important thing you're supposed to do is build a relationship with Him. While this might be easy for some people, it's particularly challenging for people who have experienced a lot of hurt and pain from their past because pain gives us a distorted image of God. A distorted image of God is simply a belief in a lie that has the power to keep you from trusting God or stepping out in faith on God's promises. How does a distorted image of God comes about? Now it comes from the relationships you've had with people from your past, your parents, caregivers, the people you've encountered along your journey of life. The chances are if you've experienced so much hurt from these people, it will be very difficult for you to build a relationship with God because you always feel like He's going to hurt you. And in that state, you operate with God from a place of fear instead of love. Now, the Bible instructs us to fear God, but it's not talking about emotional fear, it's talking about reverential fear. Reverential fear is respect, honor to God for who He is, combined with obedience to His will because you love Him and you wouldn't want to grieve Him. While emotional fear, on the other hand, is loving and respecting God, not out of love because you are afraid that He will hurt you if you don't. And this is why your relationship with God cannot grow above a certain level because whatever you have an emotional fear for, you tend to run away from. But whatever you have a reverential fear for, you tend to love. We are supposed to fear God out of love and not to love God out of fear because emotional fear breeds detachment. Yes, it might get you started with your relationship with God, but it doesn't have what it takes to sustain that bond. There will be several dimensions of God you will not be able to explore, to encounter, or to take advantage of because you always have the fear that if you make the slightest mistake, He's going to punish you, He's going to hurt you. Whereas that is not the case. Now, let's talk about the parable of the talents in Matthew chapter 25, from verse 14 to 30. Now, when the master was leaving, he gave talents to three servants. Two of them invested theirs, one buried his. And when his master returned, this is what he had to say. Please follow me closely. Matthew chapter 25, verse 24. Lord, I knew you to be a hard man, reaping where you have not sown, and gathering where you have not scattered seed. I was afraid and went and hid your talent in the ground. Look there, what is yours? Now, notice the Bible talks about knew, the past tense of know. What his response is simply saying is, based on the knowledge I have of you, which originated from my past, it has shaped my perspective of you to a place of fear of what you will do to me if I messed up. And so that stopped me from investing that which you gave me. Such a distorted image of who his master truly is. If he had invested that talent, he would have gotten a double portion for himself, not even for the master. Because the Bible tells us that the two who invested their talents got extra portions according to the proportions that were given to them initially. Sometimes the only reason why we handle our prayer life, our relationship with God, our purpose with laxity is because we feel like it's beneficial to God or to others. But whereas these things are beneficial to us first, prayer changes you first before it affects any other thing around you. Your relationship with God gives you an identity. Your purpose gives you something to live for. So you don't live an empty life. It benefits you first. But because we have a distorted view of who God is, we think we are doing God a favor. No, we are not doing God a favor. When we do not do the things we are supposed to do, like like the servant who didn't invest his talent, we are doing it at our own detriment. And this is the reason why we must go back to the place of prayer and cry out to Abba Father to give us a knowledge of who He truly is so that we don't miss out on having an amazing relationship with Him. There's so much to be said, but I would like to end here. I want you to reflect on your relationship with God. Have you been operating with God from a place of fear? Then I would like you to pray that God will help you. God should teach you how to love Him. In my next video, we are going to discuss on how to get rid of a distorted image of God and build a strong and sustainable relationship with Him. Well, I hope you found this video helpful. Thank you so much for watching and may God bless you.